Why, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you guys my top 6 coloring supplies. These are the supplies that I absolutely cannot live without. I pretty much use all of these on all of my pictures because it's just I just they they make my life better. So let's jump right on into it, guys. The first item or coloring supply that I absolutely cannot live without, that I absolutely love, is dun, 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 my favorite color pencils. Oh my goodness, guys. So Prismacolor Premiere is my coloring medium of choice. I am a color pencil girl all the way, and the Prismas are, they just fit my coloring style. I am a heavy-handed colorist, and these soft leads, they're just so blendable for me. They're not hard on my hands. You know, my hands aren't hurting excruciatingly too badly after I'm done with a project or a picture or an image or whatever. But number one, the leads are so blendable for me when I'm doing blending and shading and layering, just all that good stuff. I can do it easily with the Prismas. And then the second thing about it, the 150 set. I love me a range of colors, okay? So the 150 set, it just provides me with just an amazing color range that I just, you know, it's just perfect for me. Now I have other large sets of pencils, like I have the polychromos, and I have, you know, so the cheaper sets, cheaper brands and everything, but the polychromos don't really lend to my coloring style. They're more for a light-handed person. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll use those polychromos. I love them, you know, because they were a beautiful gift from a beautiful person. And I appreciate them so much because I would have never been able to afford them on my own, okay? But they are a pencil that requires a lot of light layers, and I'm not a light layer person, but I use them. Don't get me wrong. I just don't use them as often as I use my Prismas. Okay. But one thing I want to mention is that I've had this set of Prismas since the beginning, well, since close to the beginning of my coloring journey, which was about 4 years ago. So I've had this set, and look, the only reason these few are teeny tiny, well, the white, I use it like crazy, so it's teeny tiny on purpose. But like this one, this chocolate, I use it often, but the leads kept breaking, so I had to get the right pencil sharpener for it, and I had to be careful with it. And then a couple of them were like kind of split, you know, like that, pretty bad. But I still can use it, and it's fine, it's okay. But I have a backup set, and I have a couple backup pencils because I know this is my life set. This is the set that I'm going to be using for the rest of my coloring journey because I prefer this pencil because it works for me and the way I color. So I can't live without my Prisma 150 set. It's just life, guys, okay? So that's the first thing that I have to have on pretty much every page that I color. If I'm serious about coloring a page, I'm going to be using the Prismas. Now, I also wanted to mention, you've been with me. If you've been with me, a subscriber from the beginning of my journey, because I have videos. My second video I made was the first coloring supplies I bought, the first coloring books I bought. So you know exactly the stages I went through. You saw the first page I ever colored, what I used. So for me to be able to discover that Prismacolor is my pencil of choice, that's a huge step for me, because this is like a journey. You know, you go throughout this journey, and at first, at the beginning of my journey, I was like, well, I want to find, because my first large set of pencils was the Hero 150 set, because I wanted to find something that was comparable to the Prismacolor, because I didn't want to spend the money for the Prismacolor 150 set, to be honest. But I'm so glad eventually during Black Friday sale, I did, and I've never been happier. Now, I love my large Hero sets. I love my cheaper sets, but I've noticed I'm starting to get rid of a lot of my budget-friendly sets, and just kind of like, okay, I want to stick with what I enjoy using. I kind of enjoy using those pencils, but I love using these. It's just, everything just melts together so perfectly for me. So you have to figure out, I had to go through a lot of pencils and a lot of products to figure out what I like on this journey. I also figured out what type of books I like, what type of pictures I enjoy coloring, because I'm trying to focus back on the joy of this hobby. So these pencils they're it for me. You know, I don't think I'm going to find anything I love better. Now, there may be the Caran d'Ache Pablos out there and Luminance and all that good stuff, but your girl don't have the coins to be trying to experiment to see if I like those, okay? So I'm going to stick with what I know I like and just work from here. But yes, guys, I finally discovered what pencils I love, and they're the Prismacolor Premiere 150 set. Nothing smaller, because I love my color ranges, okay? All right, guys, so the second thing that I cannot live without, the second coloring supply that's pretty much on every pencil, not every pencil, oh my goodness, every coloring page just about that I use, are my Koh-i-Noor Tritone pencils. Now, you may notice that the poor little blender pencil and this earth tones, they're teeny tiny. No, they didn't break. I just use this pencil to death. This is my wood pencil. Oh my goodness, guys. It is so easy. And you see the rest of them are still like huge, like long and large, because I don't use the rest of them. If I can buy like a 10-pack of the earth tones, oh my goodness, I will. So Koh-i-Noor, if you're out there, if you're listening, please make us a large pack of like these earth tones and more tones like this wood, because it's so easy. It makes coloring so easy, coloring wood. So I'll give you an example. This is one of the pictures that I use the Koh-i-Noor Tritones on. And I actually used the earth tones on this wood and this wood, but I used the tiger. Yes, I used a tiger pencil on this lighter wood color over here. So it's so easy. All you do is just color, la 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 la, and you're done. No blending, no choosing other colors of pencils, because if I did this with my Prismas and had to choose all these different colors, it would have taken me so much longer and it would have been so much harder to do. So I love my Tritones, specifically my earth tone color and the tiger. I like that one too, but I love my earth tones. So I cannot live without my Koh-i-Noor Tritones, okay? Cannot live without them. So that's the second coloring supply that I use in the majority of my pictures. Now, the next thing I use in just about every one of my pictures are my gel pens. Whether it's a metallic pen, whether it's a glitter pen, whether it's a Tri-Plus fine liner, I love my gel pens. So I pretty much put those on every page. They're just amazing. So the pens are my next absolute favorite thing to use. Give you an example. I use gel pens on this little section here, glitter gel pens. I use some, I think I've used some Wink of Stella or something, not Wink of Stella. I did use Wink of Stella on this, but we're not talking about that right now. Glitter gel pen. Where else? Oh, like on the blue part. It's just that the gel pens give dimension to a picture, and it's just easy to just go over it. Zoop, zoop, you're done. And I have the effect that I want. And of course the fine liners, I can get into little tight spaces. So that's number 3, my absolute favorite, absolute can't live without coloring supply. Coloring supply number 4 are my pastels. Okay, so I have the block pastels. I have the Prismacolor new pastels. I use these all the time. I have my Mungyo pastels, the 64 different colors, and my pastel pencils. So this is kind of like a general category, kind of like the gel pens and the pens, the metallic pens, glitter pens, my pastels. Using pastels are my absolute go-to, must-have. Show you a picture example. All of the sky is pastel because doing a large area, it just takes absolutely too long to complete a large area with pencils. So using my pastels, hey, that gets it done like it should be. Okay, so that's my number 4 must-have favorite coloring supply. Number 5 is kind of like the pastels, my watercolor pencils. And it's a kind of a category too, because I have different sets of watercolor pencils that I like to use, but my absolute favorite one is the Marco and Raw watercolor pencils. I have so many different sets of watercolor pencils, but I find myself using these more often for stonework. They have some really nice colors for like doing stones and all that kind of stuff. So I can give you an example. I use the Marco and Raws to do the stonework here. And I really like the way they turned out. So they have these beautiful like earthy tones that you can use that really make, you know, stones, sidewalks, large areas easier to deal with. So in here I have a few more other watercolor options. I think I use these Faber-Castell's Art Grip Aquarelle for that stonework. I don't know. We don't know, guys. But anyway, I have so many sets. So if you would like to see like my pencil stash so far, just let me know. Give me a comment below. But that's my number 5. Last but not least, guys, are my white paint accent pens. Now, this is the one no, this is not the one I use often. I use my Galaxy marker often, but I don't see it. I don't see it in my little pencil area, but it looks just like this. And it's kind of like a chalk marker, but it says paint marker. And that's why this one got all weirded out on the tip, because it's a chalk marker and not, it's a permanent chalk marker. Anyway, okay, I'm getting off subject. I'm sorry. But I have a marker that looks just like this. It's called a Galaxy marker. And it's a paint marker. So I use that for my accents. And my second favorite thing to use for my white accents is just a plain old correction pen from the dollar store. And they tend to give me the best outcome. Now, I do have the Uniball Signo white pen, and I have a white Jelly Roll. But guys, I'm going to be honest, I never use these two because they just don't go over smoothly. The Prismacolor pencils, I guess because they're so waxy. The pencils are so waxy, it's hard to, you know, get the accents to the white to show up over them. So just to show you, I use these little white accents. I use the white paint pen, the marker, the Galaxy marker. And for this picture, all of these are, some of them are the whiteout pen, and some of them are most of it is the Galaxy marker, the white little accents and everything. So that's it, guys. Those are my top 6 coloring supply that I cannot live without. I can barely finish a page without those. So if you're interested in seeing how I use any of those, just leave me a comment below. If you have any video suggestions, or if you want to see more about my coloring technique, just let me know what you guys are interested in these days, and I'll try to get that video out for you. But thank you so much for tuning in and spending some time with me. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and also give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. All right, guys, so I'll see you on the next video, okay? Bye.